We got Prime Yuji revealed finally in JJK Modulo. This is just nothing short of insane, and not only did we get Prime Yuji, but we got Maru's special grade curse technique revealed. This is absolutely extraordinary and even surpasses Sukuna and Gojo's own techniques, as well as the reveal of the king of the aliens, Dabura, the king of the demons. This is just absolutely wild, and I just want to get right into this. Be sure to leave a like on the video, it helps out so much, thank you guys. And of course, be sure to subscribe for a ton of consistent and quality JJK Modulo content just like this. I got a ton on the channel. Trust me, if you love JJK, you will not regret subscribing. So let's just start. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. This chapter was just insane. I mean, first of all, getting to see Prime Yuji and my theory being confirmed. So if you guys saw my previous JJK Modulo videos and my stream, I did predict that Prime Yuji was going to appear, specifically that he would actually appear in this old man's flashback. I actually called this. I called this already and it came true, and it's not a shocker considering the potential age of this man, because I don't know his actual age. All I can say is his potential age, but it goes to show that he probably ran into Yuji at one point. And the fact that Yuji is really being portrayed as Gojo. Gojo is always the one that he is the guy that surpasses everything. Like for example, with Naobito, he's the only one who's faster than Naobito. With Meimi, he's the only one who survived a bird strike, and now that has become Yuji, where this guy's saying the only time I almost died in a fight was against Itadori Yuji. I mean, just getting to see him, his aura, just him in a cloak, he's looking like Gyro from Hunter x Hunter. And I've already made a video on how strong Prime Yuji can be, so I'm not going to do all that again. You can see on the screen, it's a very popular video, it did very well. I recommend it because it seems like that video is looking to be true. Prime Yuji is looking like he was actually him. I'll talk about more about Yuji later on. For now, I actually want to talk about Maru and his ability to just actually completely destroy any and all logic. What type of a technique is this? This is genuinely special grade level. Like, this is actually utterly ridiculous. So let's say the infinity existed. Could he actually destroy the logic of infinity and bypass? This technique has infinite potential. Like, he gets the water, it was just a regular water, he makes it boiling hot, it explodes and he freezes. It is genuinely reality manipulation. How do you beat this technique? How do you stop it? Like, he could even mess, for example, with Sukuna's own techniques and change the reality around the slashes, and he changes gravity around him and everything just starts going out of control. It is absolutely insane, and I want to say without a single doubt his technique is special grade level. Now if Maru himself is special grade level, that's here or there. Like, you can argue if he is or isn't, because just because you have a special grade technique, that doesn't mean you yourself are special grade. The biggest example of this, let's say Geto, during the beginning of Hidden Inventory, he had a special grade technique, but he wasn't special grade. It was only a year after Hidden Inventory, when we see him with Yuki, that he actually became special grade level. And with Megumi, Megumi's got one of the 3 strongest techniques in all of Jujutsu history, yet he was only a grade 2 in the beginning of the series. Of course, it depends on who has the technique, but the way he's utilizing technique is just ridiculous. I mean, he's fighting a grade 1 sorcerer and he no-diffs him. He just straight no-diffs him. And please, I know a lot of people are saying because he didn't just instantly one-shot him, that means he's not on that level. The guy didn't do a single thing to Maru. He didn't lay a single damage, not a single scratch. He actually basically coasted him. I think the only reason we didn't have Maru one-shot him was to showcase Maru's ability. It was basically just to put a highlight reel on everything he can do. Otherwise, he could just insta-kill this guy. I mean, he surpasses him in every single aspect. This guy just couldn't compete. Hand to hand, he was getting dominated. Like, he literally blitzed him, punched him around, knocked him over. His technique countered him. He reacted to every single thing that he has. Maru is, at least for me, I think he was actually special grade level. I would put Maru there. If you don't want to put him there, I think that's fair. I do think that's completely fair, but the one thing we all must agree on is that his technique is absolutely special grade level. I don't even want to imagine what would have happened if you had given this technique to someone like Sukuna. My god. Like, Sukuna would instantly bypass the infinity if he had this versus Gojo and Sukuna, and he could just change reality. It is actual reality warping to some extent. I guess it's not like he can create things from thin air. That's the most important thing, because if you had true reality manipulation like Takaba, you can actually just create things, right? Takaba created things. What Maru does is he manipulates the logic of things. So the best example I can give is the water. That water, he could just change the logic to make it extremely boiling hot, even though it makes no logical sense how it became hot. then he could just freeze it over. He can control those things, and of course we see how he controls the gravity around, so he can genuinely even control actual concepts of things. Like when he throws things at this guy, he changes the trajectory of it. Like he can do so much with this technique, and he can even control the actual weapon of this guy and make it stab himself. Which, where does it end? Like how far does it go? And just what is he actually capable of at his peak? I really just wish we can see what would happen if Maru's technique clashed with Gojo's infinity. I really just want to see just what would happen in that case. It would just be absolutely awesome. Now, I want to talk about what's next is Dabura, the king of demons. Now, of course, this may be familiar for you because of Dragon Ball. We do have Dabura, the king of demons, one of the goats. Now, this, of course, is just crazy. So this guy is pretty much being called the king of demons. He is the demon king. There's no better name to give this guy, and I think the whole demonic vibe that I said before, where I actually titled one of my previous videos where I did a hypothetical Prime Yuji versus this guy, the king, I actually titled it Demon King, and it seems like that was actually right. I just did it honestly, like, you know, clickbait, it looks nice, but it was actually true. Like, just by sheer happenstance, it was true. This guy is going to be an absolute beast, especially the way Cross hypes him up, that even if it comes to an all-out war, we have Dabura. Like, this guy could just solo everything, and it goes in line with what we saw of chapter 2, where this guy was just hyped up as being a Sukuna level threat alone. And my god, I just cannot wait to see this guy fight. I do hope we get to see him fight, and it'd be very cool if we get to see him fight against a prime Yuji, or even an old man Yuji, if Yuji is still around. I mean, I got a lot of theories on that, but hey, getting to see prime Yuji this chapter was utterly ridiculous, man. One more thing I want to talk about is it does seem like Cross does have a heart, where he sees that, you know, Tsurugi says we're supposed to be neighbors. Of course, we know from the previous 2 chapters that that ties back into Cross and Maru's own flashback, and it does affect Cross, because we do see later on in the chapter, but I guess specifically the editor's note, it says the heart awake, right? And that is just awesome to see that Cross is not going to be just, oh, bad guy, you know, he's the villain, he's going to be against the humans. No, he has complexity. He actually could have just let Maru kill Tsurugi. He would have killed him right there, and that would have forced an all-out war between them, but he chooses to save Tsurugi, and he's even thinking, like, what am I doing? I like that about this character. I like complexity. I like that things are not just black and white. I hate black and white things. I really hate that type of writing. I love when there's gray lines, when there's a middle line. I love when characters have layers to them, they have depth, and that is what we're seeing. Where someone we once thought was just a traditional, oh, I'm a stereotypical bad guy. Oh, you know, I'm gonna kill all the humans. No, he's got depth. Like, he saves Tsurugi, tells Maru to calm down, and just actually avoids the all-out war. This chapter was amazing on every single aspect, and by far, this is the best chapter of JJK Modulo we have gotten yet. This was just insane, and this felt like special grade Jujutsu. Just seeing Yuji get involved, Dabura getting his name dropped, seeing Cross get involved, and of course, Maru just like doing all these crazy stuff, doing like this actual logic manipulation. I guess there's a difference between logic manipulation and reality manipulation. Reality, you can, like I said before, control and create things, but he's got logic manipulation. Maybe that's what I should have said from the beginning. Control and destroy any and all logic. I mean, hey, that's kind of like reality manipulation, but just from a different angle and sense. But what's impressive is how he utilizes it, and he does utilize it unconsciously, and Maru even has lost composure, and it seems like these aliens have that state where Cross says, pitiful, that's all it takes for you to lose your composure. Maru, what a wretched excuse of an older brother. So it does seem almost like the Saiyans, for example, when they go Ozaru or something like that. Dragon Ball reference, because hey, Gege decided to do a Dragon Ball reference himself with Dabura, but it seems like they do have that insane out of control state, and that's when the third eye takes over. I wonder if Dabura has that state as well. I mean, it would just be insane to see Dabura lose his mind and his third eye take over. That would just be ridiculous. That would just be ridiculous. I'll just keep that up. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of this insane JJK Modulo chapter. Be sure to leave a like on the video, it helps out so much. Thank you very much. And of course, subscribe for a ton of Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo content on the channel. Trust me, like, if you love JJK Modulo, you will love this channel. We got a lot of content, a lot of streams and theories. But hey, that's all from me. Have a great day, and take care, everyone.